Good day. Goeie dag, fellow South Africans from a warm Brisbane. And this is on a totally different subject to my earlier videos, but it's very important that I actually bring this to your attention. In Australia, like in America, remember what happened in 2008, where the banking system imploded and the American taxpayers had to bail them out? Well, in an earlier video where I was talking about farmers and their options and stuff like that, I referred to the party called the One Nation Party. And the One Nation Party is a small but growing political party in Australia. And they put pressure on the Coalition Party, which is rather like the Republican Party in America. It's like a right-wing party, saying that if you want our support, you're going to have to put an ombudsman in to go and check out the banking system. And because of that pressure, the Coalition Party under Malcolm Turnbull did that. And the results of that investigation have just come out, and they are they're huge news, because it has actually demonstrated that the banking system in Australia is corrupt. It's corrupt. They put greed above people or their customers. And what I'm going to attach here is a short bit of video which spells out part of the story, but there's a huge area which I haven't covered here, which is how superannuation, which is like retirement policies, have been totally the banks have been stealing from the sides and taking money out and then paying it to their shareholders. You know, our Wall Street mob that I talked about in the earlier videos? So look, Australia does have its issues, and I'm hoping they can sort out the banking system. And, you know, the interesting thing is that the Commonwealth Bank, which is one of our four big banks, used to be a government-owned bank. And in the 1990s, when all the banks were starting to become tied up with Wall Street, the Commonwealth Bank was sold off, and now its major shareholders are Wall Street. And you wonder what's going on behind the scenes in politics, not just in South Africa, but in Australia as well. Now, the banking system in South Africa is completely cactus. Okay, it's gonna crash. Just accept that. It's gonna crash. The rand is gonna crash. When land expropriation goes through, it's all gonna crash. But watch the video, and remember to subscribe. And please do take the link to my new live link where you'll be able to follow me on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Johannesburg time. Alrighty, but here it is. The banking system in one of the best countries in the world, Australia. And it's corrupt. And here's the proof.
And overwhelmingly, as we heard back from the Michael Douglas film of the 1980s, greed is good. Well, you would hope that banks are finally getting the message that greed is no longer good and they need to get their act together and look after their customers. We saw this even before the Royal Commission, for example, with the various scandals at banks, with CommonSure, the insurance arm of the Commonwealth Bank, endemic, systemic cultural problems of making sure they made the most from commissions and fees commissions and fees and knocking back claims. But also, we saw around about this time last year at the money laundering scandal at the Commonwealth Bank, 54,000 breaches of anti-money laundering laws, that there had been people within the management but commissions and bonuses, people just not speaking up, and that was the culture. So you can have all your consultants, you can have your board, you can have your senior managers, but if the culture isn't right down through those layers of management, right through to the teller at banks, and once again, bank tellers receiving commissions for selling products, flocking products to customers, there's a massive problem, and that was identified before the Royal Commission. But the Royal Commission has crystallised these problems, and remembering that Scott Morrison as Treasurer, the former Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull, fighting tooth and nail against this Royal Commission. Well, here we are now, 6 months into the Royal Commission. I think that the Australian public is much wiser.
That's senior business correspondent Peter Ryan there. Let's take a quick look at